Hi guys, this is Eunice, and we're going to talk about something today. One of the few concerns of young people in their 20s. I have one student come up to me and said that he's very confused of the path he's about to take. He's in his fourth year in college, well, he's about to graduate soon, and he just still doesn't know yet which path to take. And this is really the most confusing part because it could be very scary after you graduate college. A lot of students are so very confused which next path to take. I mean, I was also a bit confused which path to take. Before, I wanted to be a corporate girly. I thought that I was gonna stay long in the corporate world. I continued to traverse in that direction. I kind of realized I don't think the corporate world is for me. And this single thing, I believe that this one could really help you and the younger people, especially in their 20s, who are still navigating the world. It's self awareness. Self awareness is understanding your thoughts, emotions, your strengths, your own weaknesses, and your core values. This is scary for some people, maybe even a lot of people, because they don't want to navigate their own feelings. They don't even know how to label their feelings. And for a lot of people, their own feelings get the better of them. Their own feelings get ahead of them. One of the things I learned along the way was when my safe people tell me to label your emotions. Know your emotions, know your feelings. Label them, name them. What makes you sad today? What makes you not happy today? What just happened? What was there? What was the vibe? What was the energy? Self awareness would even mean knowing your very own trauma. What got you there? How you were raised? What are your principles in life? In your 20s, this is where you start to establish your career choice, your career path. And very important is how you actually align it with your values. I remember when I was still working in the corporate world, I was in this company, and over time I realized my values do not align with their values. It didn't take much long for me to stay there because I couldn't see myself in that world for a long time. In your 20s, this also brings intense pressure, especially from external forces, because people would be telling you, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. But always remember, never choose a career based on external validation. It has to come inside from you. You need to identify your core values because this will help you. These values could be your direction. These values could be your compass and will help you what your vision is for your life. What do you want to become? Who do you want to become? When you're self aware, you learn how to set boundaries. You protect your energy. And when you're self aware, you would notice your physical and emotional cues, whether you feel drained about something or with a person. Or do you feel energized in this particular situation or with certain people? Self awareness is actually a useful skill, one of the most useful skills you can actually develop in your 20s. In your 20s, this would be the stage where you would still figure out who you are, what you want to do, and even rediscover who you are, learn and unlearn things. I'm not saying that you stop discovering yourself or learning about yourself when you're in your 30s, but in the 20s, this is where you start to look for a career path for kind of a choice. This is those times where it happens. It mostly happens in the 20s. And simultaneously, you try to make decisions about your career, your relationship, your finances, your lifestyle, and your future. It's full of pressure in your 20s because this is where people would say, by this time, you should have a career by now. You should know where you should want to go. You should be in a relationship. You should be traveling and blah, 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 and a lot of things. Self awareness lets you ask, is this really what I wanted? Or is this just the expectations of those people, of society, of those around me? And you actually start to really ask the right questions to yourself. And when you ask the right questions to yourself, it helps you make better decisions. Self awareness could help you decide not because of fear or comparison or impulse, but you start to make a decision because it's what you want, it's where you want to go, it's where you want to lead, it's where you want to head on, and it's where your values are, it's where your values lie. life. It helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses. You work on your weaknesses, improve yourself, and knowing your strengths, and even celebrate your own strengths. Celebrate yourself. You celebrate what makes you you. And again, mitigate on expecting validation outside of you. You don't compare yourself to anybody else's, and you realize that it's your lane. It's your lane that's most important, that you should focus on. In my 20s, I was really trying to discover a lot of things that I unexpectedly did, because I never thought that I did not actually want the corporate world. The teenager me, college me was dreaming to be in the corporate world, but in my 20s, I realized it's not the path for me. And knowing that and navigating through my 20s, it really led me into a lot of detours. It led me into a lot of turns, a lot of options. And I was just really discovering a lot of things. And more importantly, I was discovering what I want to do, what I thought I wanted to do, and realized it's not really what I wanted. And I started asking the right questions. I started reading a lot of nonfiction books. I started to read a lot of self help books, a lot of personal development, personal growth books. I started reading a lot of books about how to manage your personal finances. I've learned a lot of things in my 20s that I haven't learned in books, in lessons, in college. It's one of those exciting things that you're gonna go through. It's scary. It's really scary because you're even unlearning stuff you thought were probably right or probably working in your life, but you realized they're not. Navigating the world in your 20s help you become more equipped and a more mature person if you allow it to. When you allow that you actually grow, when you allow to actually develop, self-awareness helps you respond to life, be proactive about it instead of just being reactive to it. It helps you to stop your bad habits, like when you're constantly complaining, and then self-awareness would tell you to, hey, stop, you're complaining. So how would you probably solve this? How would you exactly solve the ones that you're complaining about? Can you do something about it? Then do something about it. Can you act on it? Then act on it. This is the moment where you can constantly try to practice this, develop this. This will improve the trajectory of your life. Knowing just what really you wanted. Those in their 20s actually go back to the same type of toxic relationship they just got out from. And when you're self-aware, you actually would see the patterns and why these patterns are leading you to the same toxic type of relationship over and over again. When you're self-aware, you would actually see the pattern and stop yourself before it actually starts to begin again. Another thing is that it will help you how to say no when before you cannot say no and you just say yes even though you wanted to say no. Actually, when you're self-aware, it could also help you be more understanding to other people. You get to be more patient, you're a little bit kinder, and you would know where to actually put your focus on. Instead of just always thinking about the other person and why that person is like this, why that other person is like that, you start to see the world in another light, in another perspective. And one of the most important thing to realize is that being self-aware is being honest enough with yourself, understanding yourself more, even being kinder to yourself, more loving to yourself, like just really knowing how to love yourself, respect yourself. In your 20s, you don't exactly need to know where you're going or what's going to be the end of it, what's going to be the end story of it. Allow it to be a journey. Allow to be open to a lot of possibilities. Allow to make it feel like you're in an adventure and you're traveling through the adventure. You just need to know yourself well enough to know where you're heading is actually the path you wanted to go, you wanted to pursue. But then again, during your 20s, in your 20s, open yourself to a lot of discovery. Open yourself to realize that maybe what you've first chosen was not really the path that you actually wanted to traverse for the rest of your life. Allow yourself to make a lot of mistakes during this time. Allow yourself to discover, experiment, have a trial and error in your career path, navigate through the world with the right lens, navigate the world, let your values lead you, and always pay attention to the patterns, to the energy, to the vibe, to yourself. Know yourself. This is the time where you need to know more about yourself. Discover more about yourself. For me, like the really, really key thing that could really help you get through all of this. Self awareness, discovery, growth. I hope that you don't forget to pray to God and just talk to Him a lot of what you're going through. Converse with Him like you would do with your father, with your closest friend, and also let Him lead you. So I hope that as you navigate your 20s, or even if you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s, or even you're older now, that there's still perhaps maybe a lot to learn about yourself, discovering new stuff. There may be changes along the way, and learn a lot from your experiences. Follow your heart, but always take your brain with you. Make wise decisions along the way. There will be times that you will fail, there will be times that you'll commit mistakes, but stand up from this and always forgive yourself and learn from those things. Enjoy your journey, guys, and remember to always be honest yourself and know what truly matters to you and focus on those. So I hope that whatever you got from this, it helped you right now. It helped you in whatever questions or dealings you have right now. And don't stop pursuing you. Don't stop becoming the best version of yourself. And that's it for today's video. I hope we could talk more soon and see you on the next one. I actually bought, my mom bought for me this. I forgot, vanilla cold brew. In the morning, I had like my cup of French vanilla latte, and this afternoon, I got this cold brew. I think I'm having too much caffeine for one day. I have to actually remind myself. And I also have my own cute little Bavarian that I bought. Actually, my mom bought for me. Tasty. Can you see the feeling? Anyway, it is tasty though. But guys, seriously, see you on the next one.